Welcome to Access Moneynomics by Access Mutual Fund.
Welcome to Access Moneynomics by Access Mutual Fund. Hey folks, I may not be wrong if I said that we're still not recovered from the cricket fever. There's just so much going on. First the IPL, then the Test Championship, and now the upcoming World Cup. You know what I love about this game? How thrilling it can get and how tables turn in a matter of minutes. This got me thinking, life too should be this exciting constantly, right? And then I started drawing some parallels between cricket and different aspects like investing. And boy, I thought we got to talk about this on the episode of our podcast. To make things more interesting, we have with us Niranjan, our guest for this episode. So listen in. Hello and welcome to yet another episode of Access Moneynomics. This is your host and money mentor Rashmi from Access Mutual Fund. By the way, before we start, a gentle reminder to follow this podcast. In this episode, we have with us Niranjan, the training manager at Access Mutual Fund.
Yeah, hi Rashmi. I'm here with Access Mutual Fund as a trainer. I do trainings for across various people such as mutual fund distributors, IFAs, investors and employees on various aspects of mutual funds, investing and financial planning, asset allocation.
Fantastic. So there's a lot to learn from you. Thank you so much. So jumping straight to the point. So with the IPL and the Test Championship just concluding, I felt cricket this year has been as exciting, if not more, as any other. For me, it's so much fun to watch those last few overs. And come to think of it, there's a lot to learn from those spine-chilling moments and apply to different aspects of life, right? So I thought, why not draw some parallels between investing and cricket? What do you think?
Oh, sure. It does sound a lot of fun.
Yeah. So if I were to talk investing as a cricket match, what does it come close to?
Well, if I have to talk about investing and comparing to cricket matches, right, there are a lot of similarities between both, right? And it's something which is close to my heart and everyone's heart. Being in India, cricket is something which all of us have been born and brought up with. We have seen it in our day-to-day lives. And same thing with investing, right? We have seen our parents invest, we have also invested. But investing for wealth creation is something which is for the long term, right? But here we have to make a differentiation between the both. What is long-term investing and what is short-term investing, right? And so it is all upon my investment horizon. Because what happens is equity markets are extremely exciting, like T20 matches, right? But they're also extremely volatile, right?
Yeah.
Look at a T20 match. I can also score, the same batsman can score 100 runs in 20 balls or 30 balls, right? The next match, he will get out on a duck. That is the beauty about T20 matches, and that is what equity risk is, right? So that is the thing. So do we need safety or do we need returns? That is the trade-off that is involved when you're looking at investing, right? And in investing, we can choose both the options. For example, I talk of T20, right? You can score 240 runs in T20, that is 12 runs and over. And there are two ways to score it, right? I can score 2 runs every ball, play defensively, play on the ground, play it safe, take 2 runs every ball for 120 balls for 240 runs. That's a top class score without taking too much risk. Or the other risk is I score 2 sixes every 6 balls, but the risk of scoring a 6, I can either get caught or I can get out.
Yeah, interesting. Yeah, that's actually a very interesting perspective that you brought in right now. So another thought, in what circumstances should you invest like a T20 or like a test match?
When it comes to equity investing, we normally suggest you go on a test match mode, right? Because see, T20 investing in the short run is very exciting. People look at T20, it's very popular because it's so exciting and full of entertainment, right? But the risks are also very, very high. So we always say that when you're doing short-term investing, do not take any risks with it, right? For example, say in the month of April, many of us would have got a bonus and we would have had a lot of plans to do with it, right? Yes. And say I'm a family, I have a child, I have to send him to school, send him or her to school. right? And my daughter, say my child's education, I have to pay her fees in the month of June. So with that money which I got from the bonus, I'll keep a part of it for my school fees. And I can't take risk with it because if I don't pay the fees, they'll throw my child out from the school.
Yeah.
So when it comes to short-term goals, we don't take risk with it. But when I'm talking about long-term goals, say for example, my child when she turns 21, right? Or say 25, she say now my child is 5-year-old, I've got 20 years for it. Or I'm going to retire after 20 years, 25 years. They are long-term goals. In such cases, I can look at investing like a test match for the long run.
Okay. So for an investor, what does it make sense? Should one think like I'm a test cricketer or a T20 player, especially when it comes to investing?
When it comes to investing, you should always you should be like a test match player only, right? Because in a test match, what happens is that it tests you. That is why it is called a test match, right? In a test match, you can bowl bouncers. The bowler can bowl bouncers at you, right? You can't do that in T20 so often. You have to be technically correct. You have to think for the long term. Because in a test match, technically I can bat for 5 days, right? I can bat for 5 days and 90 overs, 540 overs into 6. That is almost 3,200, 3,500 balls I can bat. I need to have that strength. I need to have that patience to score runs. And it is not easy playing a test match. It is very tough. The same way it is investing, right? Investing is a very long-term process. So we have short-term goals, right? So even in a test match, my captain has a plan to bat for 1.5 days. But it is not that I will plan for the full 1.5 days. I will plan for the first 30 overs, then for the next 30 overs, then for the next 30 overs, then day 2, 30 overs, then day 2, the next 30 overs, right? So I have got long-term goals, but short-term, I've got certain other things I have to keep in mind while investing for the long term.
Interesting. So goals is very important. And how to think about it, I think you have given very interesting insight of how to think like a test matcher or a T20 cricketer. That's quite an interesting take. I think it is also very connecting for the audience because, like you said rightly, that cricket is still in the hearts of every Indian. So I think connecting to this particular analogy is quite easy for all the listeners. Thank you so much, Niranjan. It was a great session with you today, answering the questions in a very different style from a different perspective. Thank you so much for answering the questions so clearly. Thank you.
It's been a pleasure.
Thank you so much. We look forward to have you in our next episodes where we talk more about cricket and investing, of course. So, folks, to summarize, T20 may be exciting, but if you want to achieve your long-term goals, consider planning for a test match. That is the long term. Avoid any impulsive investing and instead focus on your financial journey, your financial goals with patience and perseverance. That's all for today. Thanks for listening. Remember to playlist our podcast, Access Moneynomics, so you don't miss out on our next episode where we speak on the basics of financial markets. Until then, this is your host Rashmi signing off. You just listened to Access Moneynomics by Axis Mutual Fund.
Mutual fund investments are subject to market risks. Read all scheme-related documents carefully.